I like how Warren Wiersbe, an old American preacher, passed away now in glory, but he said this about Jonah's prayers. We get two prayers of Jonah, don't we, in the book of Jonah. The first, obviously, is in chapter 2. It's a long prayer. And then we get this kind of prayer, conversational prayer in 4. And he points out that Jonah prayed his best prayer in the worst place, in the belly of the fish, chapter 2. And now he prays his worst prayer in the best place, here in chapter 4. Jonah is in a relatively good place compared to the belly of a fish in chapter 4. But it's not a great prayer. It's not a great prayer. And that's so true for us, isn't it, as well? We sometimes need to be brought down to the worst place, to the hard places, in order to look up, to come to our senses, to pray better prayers. Sometimes when we're comfortable and life is going well, we fall away. We forget God. We lose touch, don't we? And our prayers are maybe non-existent. But when we're in trouble, when we're in crisis, that's when our prayers can really find reality again. And so there is this little prayer of Jonah in verses 2 and 3, where he quotes, of course, these wonderful words about God from Exodus, repeated in the Psalms. But it's a prayer of despair, isn't it? It's a prayer of desperation now. Verse 3, Lord, take away my life, for it's better for me to die than to live. This is not a great prayer. And God comes back with that simple, searching reply in verse 4, which of course he repeats in verse 9. He does not tell Jonah off. He does not shout at him. He simply asks him a question, like a therapist, I guess, a good one. The answer, of course, to the question, is it right for you to be angry, was no. Jonah knew that. And we're going to think about why it was not right for Jonah to be angry, and why it's not right for us sometimes to be angry or bitter or petulant or, resentful. Well, first time in verse 4, God asks the question, and Jonah says nothing. Apparently says nothing. There's no comeback at this point. He's just sitting there and sulking in his little shelter east of the city, we're told in verse 5, aren't we? Sitting in its shade, waiting to see. I think he's still hoping that God will judge, that he'll destroy, that he'll bring fire and brimstone down upon this city. And then in the second time, in verse 9, Jonah does say something, but he simply says, it is right for me to be angry, verse 9. Can you see that? And I'm angry enough to die. In other words, Jonah does not give a reason for his anger. There's no good reason for his anger here. If you say nothing, or if you say it is right, yes, it is right. I'm so angry, I wish I were dead. That's not a reason, is it? That's not a reason for being angry. And I think Jonah knows he's got no reason, no good reason for being angry. He knows it's not right. He knows it's not justified. That's just like us, isn't it? Sometimes we're really angry about something, and we know it's not right. Somebody asks us, why are you so angry? Oh, I'm just so angry I could die. We have little to say. We have nothing to say. We have no good reasons, really. We're just fuming and sulking, and we're angry.